Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I have talked about Singapore math quite a bit on my channel because we've used it for 3 years and we've loved it. Today I wanted to talk to you guys. I have a little bit of an unboxing I'll start with too, but I wanted to compare the teacher's guide with the home instructor's guide. It is 1A and 1B, but I think I've still got a pretty good idea of how to compare and which one I prefer. Okay, so first I'm going to just unbox a couple things for you guys. So I did just get this, which I will show you inside in a little bit. And then it's just a few other things that I got from Singapore, and then I'll get into the review. I actually haven't opened this part yet, so I'm kind of excited to open it. Okay, so I have my normal things that I usually get, which are their workbook and their textbook, which you do need for the curriculum. So this isn't the part I was excited to look at, but those are just a look inside real quick. But these I have not gotten before. So these are intensive practice, which they had like a little preview, and okay, it actually looks really fun. Can you see that? Sorry. Yeah, I think he's gonna love this. I got this to do a little bit now. I we got 1A and I got 1B. But I thought this would be really good for summer, because we should finish 1B by the end of this school year. And I don't want him to just forget everything. So I think these are gonna be a really fun little summer practice, get a little bit of improvement going. Okay, so let's get into the review. Okay, so I used the, so they don't have home instructor for the kindergarten level. It starts in first grade. They might add that, I'm not sure, because they do still have dimensions for pre-K and kindergarten. So I use the home instructor's guide. The first thing that you notice in comparison is that this one is not in color, and it doesn't show the student sheets. So in the teacher's guide, it will show you, it's obviously very colorful, which, you know, it makes it more exciting. I don't know if that makes me like still a child, but I get more excited to use them when they're pretty and colorful and inviting. If they changed this to like color and showing the student sheets, that would be, I think, a great improvement. But anyway, so that's the first thing that you can see, is that it shows the student sheets, which I find very helpful, because in the home instructors, when I'm lesson planning, it's nice to have one book out. But with the home instructors, I have to get the home instructor's guide along with the textbook. And it's just like more pages to go through and just like more work for me, when I would rather just flip open the one page, look here, and it has everything. Speaking of, in this, for each lesson, they have the, I'll go to one where it's on one page. Okay, so they have, the activity is listed in with each lesson. There's an activity. So they're doing a lot with their lessons. So for example, in the very first lesson here, you're have 3 students with different shoes comparing their shoe length. And that's like something that we can easily do. We can still go and we can make it not different students. They're just grabbing different pairs of their own shoes. And whose is the longest, and you're comparing lengths. And that's just in the think section. And then in the do, it says to get strings and compare different string lengths. And then they're going to be using strings compared to different things. Like, okay, how long is the play kitchen with the string, and things like that. So love the ideas. Okay, so in the teacher's guide, there is a like interactive activity for every lesson, which I thought the home instructor's guide was going to include. But then once I got into it, I just thought it was going to be interactive, but made for like 1 or 2 kids at home, or my involvement, like playing some sort of thing like that, like compare my shoe length to his. So the first difference is that they mostly put a lot of their activities at the beginning of the chapter. So it's just kind of like more, which is, you know, it's fine, but it's just more time that I have to put into it to go back and look through them. Okay, so it'll say like chapter 2, number bonds, and then you flip through. It has a notes page, and then, which is a couple pages, and then we have activities and games, and I'll read a few of these. I'm going to tell you just all of them, like what the materials are. First one is 4 sets of number cards. Next one is counters, which this one's like the only really like fun looking one. Set out counters. Have students close their eyes while you cover some up, then open their eyes and tell you how many are covered up. Just like a, 30-second little thing. I mean, you do it a few times, but it's like 30 seconds. Next one is 4 sets of number cards. 4 sets of number cards, and then dominoes. Turn the dominoes face down, mix them around, turn one up, put it in the center. So it's just not interactive, okay? Like going and getting your shoes and comparing the different lengths, or taking a string and walking around and measuring it. They don't have these in here. And then once you get to a lesson, they occasionally have a do, but this is 2 different lessons, and there's just think and learn. Think and learn. There's not the do section. So for think, this is typically what they're doing each time. Make up addition stories. Make up addition stories. Okay, here's one with a do, which I do like the concept. It's the same concept in the teacher's guide. So this do is, you could do the activity shown here as a game. Arrange the cards into rows face down, and then they flip over 2 cards, and if they make 10, it's the same thing. So all that I have found with the teacher's guide, 99% of the activities are using number cards or using like their printouts. Whereas with the teacher's guide, it's not like that. It's interactive things that I would much rather, I did mention this in my like brainstorming curriculum video, I would much rather change the activities, like measuring string. We can easily do that with us. I usually like combine, they both do both activities for their math because they want to do stuff together. My 6 and 4-year-old. And yeah, so this is what I'm going with. Teacher's guide, I much prefer it. I was really excited to start the Home Instructor's Guide too, but it just wasn't what I'd hoped and dreamed it would be. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. I guess one other just like very meaningless thing that I that I like about the teacher's guide is the beginning where it shows I like where it shows like the scope and sequence, it's called. So it goes through like pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, and it shows you all of the chapters that you're going through with each of the grades, so you know like what's coming up. Because sometimes we'll be doing something and I'm like, oh, shouldn't we be learning, XYZ? And so I just look right there instead of having to go online, because the teacher's guide or the Home Instructor's Guide doesn't have it, which, like I said, it's kind of like meaningless. It's just kind of like makes it easier to just be able to go and say, oh, we're learning that, in part B or whatever. Okay. I think that to me, those are the main differences. So that the teacher's guide actually shows the student textbook, making it a lot easier to lesson plan. All of the activities are much more exciting in the teacher's guide. It's more colorful and having that scope and sequence. So to me, those are the things that stood out, and the reasoning why I went with the teacher's guide. So I think that most people go to Singapore because it has these interactive activities. So if that's not why you're there, then you would probably be fine with the Home Instructor's Guide. But if that is, which it's most likely that's why you are with Singapore, then you probably want to stick with the teacher's guide, in my opinion. But thank you for watching, you guys. So make sure to subscribe to my video. I'm currently doing 2 videos a week. but I'm a small channel, so we'll see if it continues. All right, thanks again, you guys. Have a great one.